back to West Brom Fan TV, game week 18 of match week predictions. Now I've got a little guest sat next to me. Yeah, she's came and sat with me. Weren't intending for it to be in the video, but yeah, game week 18 in the Championship. Let's get cracking. Yeah, Sheffield United versus Sunderland. The crunch game of the game week. Yeah, two decent teams, really. Two of the high flyers at the start of the season. Sheffield United have stayed relatively consistent. They're still right up there. Second place, doing really, really well. They just graphed out results. Sunderland, on the other hand, a bit of a draw fest at the minute. Drew against West Brom. To be fair, they look really good on the ball. Got some great passing play. Was quite impressed with them. Just struggling with a bit of end product at the moment. But saying that, I think it will come, and I think they're gonna shock a few people this Friday night and get back on track with a win. So Sheffield United 0, Sunderland 1. Away. Up next is the first of the Saturday games as Middlesbrough take on. What are you looking at? Middlesbrough take on Hull City at the Riverside Stadium. Now, Middlesbrough really impressed me. To be fair, midweek kind of shocked me to see they lost 1-0 to Blackburn. The goal was miles offside, to be fair. But still, they lost the game. They just seem to have a lot of flair about them, a lot of attacking quality. They're really entertaining to watch. Finn Azaz came into good form. Latte Lath is banging them in, similar to as he was at the end of last season. And the team they're playing, Hull, are a wounded animal. Pretty sure they've sacked the manager now. I'm not 100% sure, but he's going to get sacked at some point. It's been so bleak and boring at Hull. They just lose every week from the looks of it at the moment. I don't think that will change here. Middlesbrough's a tough test, especially away there. So I'm going to go for another goal fest. Middlesbrough 4, Hull City 2. Up next is a bit of a London affair. If you class Watford as London, I don't really. It's near London. I wouldn't say it is London. You know, you can debate that in the comments, but it's London-ish. They're taking on QPR. Watford picked up another win in midweek. Their own form is exceptional, to be honest. But knocking now, being out of the playoffs. But to be fair, Watford have deserved it with how they've been playing at home. And saying that, they are starting to slowly get better away as well, thanks to Vacuum Bio. He looks like some player, to be honest. Player at the moment, as I was saying, Vacuum Bio. QPR back on winning terms. I said they were going to win, to be fair. I got that one right for once in my last prediction. Zanshella as well. Is it Zanshella? Shella with the goal, the Slovenian international. I did think he'd come good at some point. Nice to see scoring 2 quality goals for Rangers. Saying that, I think QPR are going to struggle a lot here. Watford's home form is really good, and I can only see it getting better for her. I'm going to go Watford 2, QPR 1. Next up is Oxford taking on Millwall. Oxford have had a little bit of a nosedive in form. They're still doing okay around mid-table. A lot of draws for Oxford at the minute. Team taking on Millwall, a bit all right. They got very unlucky in midweek. Not in terms of the score, in terms of the game being played. It was postponed due to a floodlight error from Portsmouth. So, you know, finally Millwall are going to have a game to get excited about. Hopefully, well, actually, it most likely won't happen unless somehow it's dark at 12:30 in the afternoon. They should have a game here. Saying that, I don't think it's going to be very more exciting for them, because I've got them down as the boring, stinky 0-0 of the weekend. Oxford 0, Millwall 0. Up next is Blackburn taking on Leeds. Now, Blackburn picked up a shock result, getting themselves back on track and back sniffing around them playoff places with a shocking 1-0 win against Middlesbrough, even though the goal was offside. But we won't talk about that. Leeds, on the other hand, the team they're taking on have been exceptional. They just can't stop winning. Smashed Luton. I said 4-0. It was 3-0. I was just about there. Could have been 5 or 6. So, yeah, they're just a joke, Leeds. Like, I don't really have to look too deep into it. Just look at the players they've got. Willie Nonto, Aronson, Dan James, all these top players playing in the Championship. They're just a cheat code. And Blackburn have been okay. but they're going to get squashed here just because Leeds are too good. Everyone's going to get squashed by Leeds. Blackburn 0, Leeds 3. Up next, I think this is the first 3 o'clock kickoff. So Stoke City take on Burnley, 2 of the Brexit teams in the division. You got your cold Tuesday night in Stoke versus utter woke nonsense in Burnley. 2 teams have got a lot of time for, to be honest. Stoke have been very in and out of form. They're mid-table, though. It doesn't look like they're going to be in a relegation battle this season because they have made some decent signings with the likes of Lewis Kumas. He is quality. And, Burnley, on the other hand, are the master of the boring 1 or 2-0 win. The ones that Sean Dyche pioneered for them back in the day. Now they've got another one of the great English managers in Scott Parker. He's a championship expert and he knows how to get teams out of that league. And I think Burnley will have a bit too much quality for Stoke. I'm going to go for Stoke City 0, Burnley 1. Up next is probably the most entertaining team in the league at the moment. Well, arguably Middlesbrough as well, but these are one of the exciting teams to watch. Norwich City as they take on Luton Town at Carrow Road. Now, massive win midweek for Norwich, 6-1 against Plymouth. I mean, we know Plymouth are poor, but it's still massive. And Borja signs with a hat-trick as well. He is unbelievable, that lad. And we saw him play last Saturday. And for a little lad who's only probably a little bit taller than me and far less bulky than me, he is strong and he is majestic on the ball. He's so good. He's like a knife through butter watching him run past defenders. And as well as him, they've got some decent players as well, some nice young players. They've got Josh Sargent as well in there. He's still playing pretty well. The team taking on Luton have looking like they're in a relegation battle, to be honest. Sorry, it's always late when I film these videos. They can score goals with like Carl Morris and Adebayo. They've got attacking options, but they just can't shut the back door, to be honest. And obviously taking on Leeds midweek was not going to be easy for them. They got thumped. I can see it going quite similar here, just because Norwich are on a bit of a good spell of form lately, and Borja signs he's scoring goals for fun. I think you'll get another 2 here. I'm going to go Norwich City 3, Luton Town 1. Up next, Bristol City taking on Plymouth. Now, Bristol City suffered a defeat at one of the toughest teams to visit in the league in Watford midweek, so I can't really look too deep into that. Bristol have been all right apart from that game, around the upper echelon of mid-table. Were sniffing around the playoffs, had a good run of form, but they've hit a bit of a bump in the road at the moment. Saying that, what a time to play Plymouth Argyle. They have been abysmal on the road. I think they've only got 2 points all season. They've been dull as dishwater, depressing. Watch Pieface's vlog. The fans are unhappy. That was embarrassing, was the chants that they were singing. And yeah, it looked embarrassing, to be honest. Schoolboy stuff from the Green Army. Bristol City 2, Plymouth 0. Plymouth are praying they're back at home park soon. Up next is Coventry City taking on Cardiff, the first game of Frank Lampard's tenure at the Sky Blues. Should be an interesting one. When Robbins was sacked, they seem to be doing okay. I still think it's a very questionable decision. They've not completely fell off a cliff since he's gone. They did struggle midweek, but it was a tough test against Burnley. They have picked up a point against Sunderland, though, recently, which is a good point. City 2, Cardiff City 0. Got there in the end. Next up, Swansea taking on Portsmouth. Now, Swansea picked up a big win midweek, a 2-1 win at Pride Park against the Rams. Great for the confidence of the Swans after being pegged back late on against Leeds. Portsmouth, the team they're taking on, didn't even play midweek because they couldn't sort out their lighting. It just went off pitch black. And no, it wasn't Keir Starmer or Ed Miliband switching them lights off. It was just Portsmouth having a bit of a technical mess up. Saying that, I think that these lower teams are going to get points from somewhere. They're not going to get anything all season. They won Portsmouth 0. Now, the final 3 o'clock game from the Saturday is Preston North End taking on West Brom. What a time to end it. End the 3 o'clocks with Albion. Have I got much to say about Albion? No, I've ranted on enough about them. Preston, have been pretty poor. They've won in 8 games. Lots of, I think, a few draws, few losses. Not looking the best for them. But saying that, you could look at us on 2 different sides of the spectrum, I guess. Yes, 9 games unbeaten. On the other hand, one win in 11 games, though, I'm pretty sure. Which is, it's not looking good, Brev. It's not looking good. We just can't win for love or money at the moment. We can't lose, but we're hard to beat. It's just, I know what I'm going to predict this one. Same as every other week. I don't know why I'm turning up. I'm doing it for you guys and because I enjoy having a few beers with my mates. But I'll be making the trip to Deepdale for my annual draw. It's going to be 1-1. We'll get a goal this week. It's not going to be 0-0. Now, the final one this is on a Sunday, I'm pretty sure. It's Derby County taking on Sheffield Wednesday. Derby suffered a defeat midweek. They seem to have having a bit of a rough patch, to be honest, in their form at the moment. Still, they are sat around mid-table, which is, I think, a good season for them if it ends up like that. Sheffield picked up a big win against the Wounded Animal in Hull City, 2-0. Finally getting a penalty in over 500 days. Mental stats. So I think they're going to carry on their form after that game, the win. Yes, I do. I think that they'll have a bit too much for Derby and they'll have their what's the word I'm looking for? They'll have the tails up. Talking of tails, the cat is still staring at me. So, I'm going to end off with Derby 1, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate all the support. I'm going to let the cat round off the video because, we all love the cat. Up the Albion, coming you baggies. Peggy? Up the baggies.